Hi guys, today is July 28th. I'm recording this video because upon request, because I've been getting so many requests from people, people that know me. They know that I have been talking about what we're living, what we're going through now in France, around the world, geological events that have only began. The earthquakes, the first earthquakes were the beginning of everything, let's say. But I have been talking about this moment since 2019, not because I have a crystal ball, although I work with intuition and all that, but that's an entire different video and conversation. I but I have been, studying and following astrologers and mediums, intuitive people, um, spiritualists, whatnot, right? And studying this period that we are currently under on Earth. And some of you might know this period as the transitioning to the new Earth. Some of you will know that term, some people won't, but that's basically what it is. So, why 2026, 2027? Why I've been talking to, people that I know, friends and family, and whomever will listen. 2026, 7, because we're going through a period of 7 years. Let's put it differently. Every 7 years, we're undergoing important events. Astrology will say that there is a guy, there is an astrologer, a Brazilian astrologer that I love. His name is Newton Schultz. And he started talking about 2019 and 2015, 16, 17. I don't even know when, but way before the pandemic ever happened. Okay, so I'm gonna try and talk in general terms here, not to say certain names so my video won't get blocked. This is not a video for social media anyways. This is just a video for friends and families and people that are interested in the subject and otherwise would have no way of getting this information. So the information is out there, I'm not inventing the wheel, rest assured. I'm just really communicating what I've been studying and following for the past year. So back to Newton Schultz. He started talking about what happened in 2019 way before that. And even though we say that it all happened in 2020, the reality of it is that it really started like late 2019. If you pay attention to the name of the thing that we had in the pandemic, it's blah blah 19, right? I say blah blah not to say the name because sometimes it blocks the video, okay? So anyway, so Newton Schultz started talking about it. He didn't name it. He didn't say, well, it's gonna be a pandemic, this is what's gonna happen, yada yada. Not at all. But he said, we're gonna go through as a collective. Just a second, let me try Um, and see if I can find it here. If I can't, it's not a problem, but give me just 1 second. I'm gonna put my phone up so you just see that I am doing something, okay? Um, so Newton shoots, I'm trying, but no, it's not gonna be here. But anyway, so he kept saying that as a collective, humanity was gonna go through a very hard time in 2019. But because things in spirituality are not done like, oh, today is 31st of December, so tomorrow is the new year. That doesn't happen with astrology, spirituality. What happens is really we start transitioning a little before and a little after, and there is this peak of the actual day. So 2020 started in late 2019, and then so after, a few mediums had talked about 2019, a few astrologers, they said, well, listen, we're gonna go through something really hard as far as collective. It's gonna affect the whole planet, not just one or another culture or state or country. So, and then it happened, right? And then from 2019, 2020, they kept talking about what was going and is going to happen in 2027. Mind you, the transition begins 2026. So therefore, we're in it, right? This is July 2026. We're almost over July. And they have really been talking about July 2026 up until late 2027. But the thing that I have been saying and they keep saying is that we're gonna go through something really hard, that these years 2026 and 2027 are not gonna be forgotten by us. And they are right. Boy, are they right. Yes. So at this time, that I'm recording this video, France is undergoing a huge fire that they're trying to battle, that has almost reached Bordeaux, which is this mega city, mega city compared to the little villages and towns and whatnot that we have here in France. So Bordeaux is a big city, relatively big city, and then so the fire is in its region, but it's almost reaching the city of Bordeaux. So it's huge, never before seen. There are like thousands of people that have lost their homes, that have been evacuated. There are so many things happening in China, in Brazil, in the south of Brazil, in the United States. There's so many geological, just this morning, another earthquake in Japan. So there's so many things happening, geological things happening, events, right? So I know that there are people that might argue, but Carol, there are fires every year. There are floods every year. Well, yes, maybe, but not of this size. And that's what I have been saying. I have been following people that keep saying the same thing. I have been studying with those astrologers and mediums. And Mônica de Medeiros is an amazing amazing medium. She said that we are, like her statement, that we're just getting to the edge of a cliff, you know? And I'm sorry, guys, but she's so right, you know? But she said, once we get there, we're gonna have two choices. One, we're gonna realize that we need to be one and, you know, unite, help each other, hold hands, fraternity to the maximum, or we're gonna go downhill. And if you guys ask me, why am I saying all that to you? Because we should be scared, because we should know that horrible things are gonna happen? No. Because above all, we need to know that there is a reason for everything that is happening. And we need to get better and move up as a collective. We cannot continue living the way we are. We cannot continue walking around and harming the planet and being selfish. We just can't. We need to be better. And if we're not learning, you know, in a loving way, we're going to learn in the hard way. Maybe in the hardest of the ways, or maybe not. You know, it depends on us. It depends on how far we're going to get as we're approaching the edge of the cliff. But the beauty is we're not at a point of no return yet. But we have to start taking responsibility and changing. We need to change. We need to do better. We need to make better choices as people. And we need to understand that outside fraternity, there's no way for us to survive. And yes, some can argue that, well, we can't do much because we're not presidents, we're not prime ministers. But hey, we can, as individuals in our everyday life, with the people that surround us. Yes, we can. We can and we should do it. How? Not fighting battles that aren't really necessary, you know, by spreading love, by being fraternal and helping people whenever we can from where we stand. You know, of course we can do things. Not everything is in the hands of the people out there and up there, like presidents, prime ministers, kings and queens and whatever and whatnot. It's not. All of us, we have it in us. We have it. We have the capacity as individuals to do better, to be nicer, to be kinder, and to do better in all aspects of our lives. And if we start taking responsibility for our thoughts and thinking and hearts and things that we're carrying inside, and the burdens and the things that are not, that we've been carrying, that are not helping us to thrive and be better and be kinder and gentler with others. Not only family, guys, not only best friends. I mean, we are all family. Like, we are family. If people don't realize that we're all interconnected, and whatever you do against someone, you're doing it against yourself, and you're doing against everybody else, then there's no hope for us. So believe in that. You have the power to change so much if you're able to change yourself. And I believe we can do it. So what that edge of the cliff looks like for us is we're going to have to hold hands. We're going to have to be fraternal. We're going to have to be loving and caring towards one another, and um, it is possible, and it will be possible. We can change this. It's not too late, but we need to take actions. And I'm not talking about everybody getting emotional and involved and helping and sending food and money and clothes here and there. That too, obviously. But then in 7 days, in 10 days, we're gonna have, we will be exposed to this. We will have been exposed to certain things for weeks and months, that sometimes, we're just gonna look at things and gonna think that they're just what they are. And they're not what they are, and they should never have been, if you will. Um, we have to help people. We have to have stamina. We have to hold hands. We have to do as much as we can for everybody. We can't just think that, well, I've sent them bread, so I'm good. I've sent them water, so I'm good. We have in our everyday lives, how many times a day, how many times a week, a month, do you get out of your own life to offer someone something, to listen to someone in pain, to help someone in need? That should have started yesterday, the year before, 10 years ago. We would not be in this place. So yes, there are the big shots that are ruining so much, because I'm not only talking about geological events here. Of course, there are conflicts happening everywhere. There are big ones and small ones that have been going on for too long, if you want my opinion. So there are many, many things happening at once, but I just want you to remember that everything is happening within a higher purpose, even though there is pain involved, there is pain involved, there is suffering, frustration. It is all happening for our highest good. We cannot build a building in a rotten structure, if you will, into or onto a rotten base. We have to tear all down. That's what is going to be happening. That's what has been happening. And we need to rebuild with a huge, beautiful, strong foundation. And then everything is going to be possible for us, just to, analyze it in a certain way that might reach certain people. So we need huge changes. That's what I'm saying. And a little repair here and there is not going to cut it. So let's go, guys. Let's be humble. Let's be friendly. Let's be fraternal. Let's be the best that we can be. And we're going to be able to change this. So just to summarize what I just said, as far as what we're going through 2026, this is July. From July to October, we're gonna see so much. Not to say that in November, December, January, we're not gonna see anything. Yes, of course. From July 2026 to the end of 2027. And even, guys, I mean, we're not gonna see anything better until 2032, if you will, or 35, if you will. And then there's 2052. There's so much to say, but let's focus on this moment in time. Okay, July 2026 to the end of 2027. But let's not think about it as a period of time where we need to behave at. No, we need to think about this time as the beginning of a new consciousness, the beginning of a new approach, the beginning of a new me, a new you, and a new worth. So Just to finalize my video, what I need to say. Sure, people ask me all the time, should I store food? Should I store water? Well, it depends on what you call a store. Don't store anything. Don't go to the store and store huge amounts of food and water and none of that. But have it at home. So have some food at home and some water at home, in a sense that if you're stuck in your home, in your place for a week with your family, then you have what to eat and what to drink. That's more so what I would advise people and what I keep advising people. There's no point. Nobody knows. It depends on what's going to happen and where it's going to happen. We don't even know that we can stay at home with the things that we bought. So, no. Okay, I would say don't panic, don't stock up, don't store an enormous amount of anything. Just calculate the number of people in your family and have enough food and water for a week or two. Nothing else. Okay? Just try not to have at home what you're going to have today and tomorrow. That's more so what I would say, but nothing crazy, nothing that big. Okay? And I hope this video has helped and will help you in any way, shape, or form. Remember that this is not a video to scare you. It's a video to remind you that you have a place on this planet and that you too can change, can implement changes in your life, in your daily life, with the people around you and everybody else that you can, and may be able to reach people in need and be proactive in learning their needs. If you're sitting on the favorable position, if you're speaking of a privileged place, and even if you're not, there's always something that there is always somebody that will need something we can offer. A hand, crying shoulder, a shoulder to cry on, food, clothes, whatnot, money, a fixed car, anything. Just be aware of what people might need and what you might be able and what you can do for them. And sometimes it's just listening, sometimes it's making a phone call for them. So many times it doesn't even involve money, but if it does too and you can do it, do it. That's my message for you today. Lots of love, guys, and I'll come back with more info if I feel the need to. Okay? Love you. Take care.